either from the book or from your own experiences. What are your general reflections on the ways universities approach the inclusion of Chinese students within the UK? I don't know who wants to go first.
I don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. Use the microphone there.
I mean, I've made some notes, and I mean, when we look at the current sort of geopolitical context, I mean, Chinese students do have a very difficult challenge that they face at university here. I mean, first of all, to state the obvious, right? They're Asian, they look different, so they face issues based on that. But other than that, there is the issue again of like politics, right? You've got students from Korea and Japan, and I don't think that they are burdened with the same kind of issues that Chinese students are. I mean, there's this perception as well that they're like very rich, and in a lot of cases that may be true, but I think that does sort of alienate, or it's a perception that I think a lot of British people have, and I think that kind of others them and pushes them away. But more specifically, I think that, you know, some examples I can think of, people like to talk about very sensitive political topics with Chinese students that they're not equipped to deal with. So I'm talking about things like that often come up, the social credit system, you know, these very simplistic ideas about that, and asking students directly like, oh, what's that like, you know? Or an anecdote I've got is going to Yorkshire, you know, like my hometown, and with 2 Chinese students. And then you have some well-meaning local person coming up and asking them what they think about the Uyghur genocide, which obviously these students are not equipped to deal with these kinds of issues. So I do think we've got some challenges there. Yeah. And I mean, I think Vivian especially has got some good reflections from the perspective of a Chinese student on these kinds of things that they face.
Thank you. Yes, I do. And speaking about like broadly about the university support for Chinese students and inclusion, to be honest, I feel like there is a lot of things outside in the world for us to explore, but I don't feel like I necessarily have any access to it if I'm just sitting in my room and interacting with my Chinese peers I know from my previous life. I feel like the most of the support is about my academic life, of my academic English, and how to write my essay, how to interact with other students in the class. But I don't know how to make friends. Like, what kind of English should I use? Because back in China, spoken English has not really been emphasized. And I think I'm very privileged because my spoken English is okay, so I can live a proper life here. But most of my friends, they came here with a willing of make friends, of like explore the world, the new world, but they feel embarrassed because they don't know what to say. They don't know how to act as an individual in this society. So I think there is a gap between like Chinese students' need and what the university offers us. It seems like the university is being very inclusive, but I just don't think the support is directing to Chinese students.